Jesus,
Had a
Jesus
moment.
was the same. It was the first Jimmy Hoffa. Is that what you're saying? He got murked by the
Dude,
fucking...
that's deep. Wow.
That's deep.
Wow, that's fucking deep. Where is he? I don't know.
Probably in a parking lot. Yeah.
Jesus.
We know he was there.
Jesus is Jimmy Hoffa. That's the title of this episode.
That would be...
He's smooth.
So what's with the beads? Is that a rosary?
The prayer beads. I recently found God.
Which one?
The Abrahamic.
Jewish?
That's one. That is the Jewish God. Is the Abrahamic God? Yes.
All right. Yeah. All right. Okay. The Old Testament
Yeah,
guy.
it's
All
one
right.
of the Torah.
OG. Yeah.
Well, the Torah, Quran, and the Bible is all
I-
the Abrahamic God.
I've fluctuated on religion
Yahweh.
several times. So like,
Hey, James.
I grew up.
Oh, I see why she's sugar. She's white.
So I grew up in like Catholic school, right?
Does she like pets?
Her name is Sugar.
Yes, that's what I heard.
You caught the prayer beads at the rosary, 10 Hail Marys. Yeah, religion's kind of a weird one. Like,
You religious, James?
I'm spiritual.
No.
that's a good answer. You know, I grew up in Catholic school, and because of defiance or whatever, I thought I was an atheist. And
I was an atheist for a long time.
I literally told my confirmation teacher that the reason I didn't need to pray for anything was because I had everything that I'd ever wanted. And I was just telling her that to tell her to fuck off.
Sure.
It got back to my dad like 5 years later. He bumped into her at the grocery store. And
She
was
told
like-
him.
and then
she held on to that for that long.
she told my dad, he's like, Conrad, you know, like he told me that, you know, he had everything he ever wanted, that he didn't need to pray. And then my dad got to feel like about it, you know? And
I guess that's a nice thing for your dad to hear.
it is. And
A little justification there, like.
well, I was just trying to, I mean, you know, like I'm not a complicated person. Food, shelter, sex, booze.
Well, that's part of why.
drugs,
If you,
drugs.
if,
yeah,
drugs?
yeah,
Yeah.
no,
if, well,
yeah,
if you have everything that you need or want, that's why you pray. It's because it's thanks to God.
it's gratefulness. Yeah,
It's
no,
gratefulness.
and well,
I pray for gratitude.
so I thought I was an atheist, and then like when I was in my 20s,
Praying isn't just
mid
asking.
20, I don't know, man. I've done enough to like see things, experience things
Excuse me.
non-verbally between two people understanding the same thing to have questions, you know. And the thing about religion is that there might be something to it. However,
I think so too.
however,
That's the thing.
However, a lot of what we see as a church is just a profit-driven entity.
Well,
And it couldn't be any other way.
something a religious man said to me before I'd really like come to believing in God again. You know, we were talking about church and his experience in church, and he was having a negative experience with some of the members, and he was like, all man-made thing it's tainted by man. You know,
Right.
church, the Bible, all of them. It's all just our best interpretation.
So, and that's
It's
That's
just
refreshing. That's refreshing.
It is.
That
And
you would say that.
It is.
Honestly.
It really was. It's what helped me to come to God is
Well, and-
understanding how much we've messed it up. That it's not God. It's just us. It's our.
And that was basically my main takeaway. Was like after seeing something like the future, or an angel, or something that you can like in like the throes of a ridiculous trip, you are seeing that you can't explain to anybody else without
What was
sounding
this, what
crazy.
was this trip that you're talking about? Are you just talking about in general trips?
Well, I mean, like anytime I've done
you have
the-
one in mind.
anytime, yeah, no.
You were
So
on
like
the
one-
beach,
well,
rolling down.
yeah, no, I've done that. That was cool.
I've got 5 hits on me right now.
What does that do for you?
I feel like it's
having sex on you do for you. Right?
nothing.
He's blind.
I am blind. Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
I am blind.
Yeah.
That's some of the context of why he's asking that.
You're blind.
I'm a
He's
blind
blind,
man.
yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
You noticed-
I have some usable
you
vision.
noticed she was
He's
white.
mostly
Yep.
blind.
Yep. I have some usable vision. So like shape silhouettes.
The text on his phone is huge.
Yeah. I can't even read my phone anymore. It all
It
talks to
dictates.
me.
Was that birth or?
Progressive eye disorder. Yeah. I was born with it. Wasn't diagnosed till I was 8, and I've just lost vision over time.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
here in the
I'm sorry for
oh,
that.
don't.
I've
It-
got a
world
joke
is
about
a
it on
beautiful
stage.
place.
It
but-
is. It is.
And I'm sorry that you.
I get to experience it a lot of other ways.
But you get a unique vision.
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah, it's a very special perspective.
So
that I
can
get
you
to-
like smell colors or like what?
with that on it. Yeah, it sure seems like it. Yeah, man. Dude.
Okay.
What vision I do have, whatever the picture is, it turns into a jigsaw puzzle. Like, you know those matching games?
Yeah.
Where it moves around? It's like that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's trippy.
That's
It's
yeah.
really nuts. Yeah, it's everything. Even like my hearing, it's like everything is still like I have the same reaction to things that people are saying. It's like I react to sentences the way that they're supposed to be. Like somehow I'm registering it as that is what the sentence is. But when they're talking to me, I'm hearing like egg salad, sushi, brick, wood, and then
Oh,
it's
I got it.
It's funny.
I'm doing great.
yeah. It is just like a
Everything's
hodgepodge of- Yeah. I've been to comedy shows.
Am I talking too loud?
One of the freakiest, and I've told this on the podcast several. One of the freakiest experiences. I was at a show in Memphis, and
I'm
on
sorry,
3
shit.
tabs. It was actually the first time I ever did it. And
I was on stage.
I met this. I did go up that night.
Whoa.
It was
I did-
troubling.
I did something like that one time.
But let me
Proceed.
tell you this. I went to shake this Korean comic's hand, and the girl was like missing fingers.
All right.
So I'm just like a blind man tripping acid, going to shake.
Is this real?
Just
This thing that wasn't a hand.
Just
Holy
was this
shit.
lobster claw.
Right.
I put my hand around. I was like, I didn't know if I was breaking or she was broken.
You can't confirm.
It was one of the scariest moments. And I
You had to
like
go
my
with,
buddy
like-
who was with me. He was like, "Dude, the look on your face."
How did you roll with that, dude? How did you handle that?
It
I
doesn't
kept
sound
rolling.
like he did. It doesn't sound
Wow.
like-
I was like, "Hey, Sue Lynn." I don't know. Like I was trying to be nice. Like just when you're on LSD in public, you're just like, it's a duct tape rocket ship. You know, you're just
What
trying
does
to
that
hold,
mean?
hold it all together.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
holding on to the sides and just trying to
It's gonna hold. It's
keep.
gonna hold.
Yeah.
It's gonna hold.
Well, this is normal. This is normal.
Right,
We're
right,
we're
right.
gonna keep
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
Yeah.
We can do this. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
whole way. Yeah. Yeah. Do you
I-
guys do hallucinogens?
I
and
totally, I'm a huge fan of I've done more.
I can tell by the way you talk.
Most people that I've ever met, I've done more. But I quit doing it
Yeah.
a long time ago.
How come?
Well,
Does it
it's
fries you?
no. Well, I'll put it like this. Tell me if I'm wrong. All right. So like, in my experience, you know, there's a message. You can pick up the phone. You hear the message. Eventually, you can put down the phone.
Right.
It's
I'm
the
done.
same shit. Like yeah.
And I'm not lying to you when I say that I've done more than most people I've ever met or will ever meet. I may never encounter somebody that has done as much as I have done. I'm done.
That makes sense.
Right.
I'm
Like
done.
I get it. Like, don't be a dick.
I've
like,
been there.
Yeah. Right. No, and that's. I mean, yeah.
And I
That's.
reached a pinnacle, and it was like, okay,
It plateaus.
I'm not seeing anything more
Yeah.
than I've already
Already.
been
Right.
exposed to.
Yep.
You don't get that with booze, though.
With it's different because it's a great, gentle. Thank you very much.
Ah.
Well,
All right.
tell me what you think
Bye.
about this. Like, when I got my second DUI, I found myself still going to bars every night, you know,
Like
performing.
You're not to blame for the second DUI.
No, I was. The guy, he knew my whole script before he fucking pulled me over because he'd done it before.
Oh, he knew
was,
you? It was the same guy?
I
That gave you your first DUI?
The first time I felt like I made it, my hands were against the wall at jail, and I was making a fuss about people patting me down, and the officer who pulled me over, he's like, he's actually a comedian. And I was like, nice. And then I got a little bit of credibility. I was allowed to complain. But, no, when I was getting
So you'll
at...
still partake in
I do, as much as I can, when I can, but
Well, what I was
it's a
getting...
spiritual thing for me, and I respect it.
Well,
as it should be.
Sure.
Respect it.
Well, what I was doing in that interim period after your second DUI, kids, you have a breathalyzer in your car for 2 fucking years, and I would microdose, and I'd go to bars every night, and I would, you know, perform, do comedy, you know, and
Oh, so this is in the last 5 years that you got.
be it the sobriety or the microdosing or some combination of the two, I could not ignore the fact that the work got better. You know,
I go up sober every time.
yeah.
So
If I can.
you're a comic.
He's a comic, yeah.
That was a question I wanted to ask you.
Yeah. Yeah, I do
We
stand up.
just met.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I just got
he's-
done.
he's-
I'm up here working. I just got done working a weekend at the Grove.
Oh, that's why you're here.
Sweet.
All right. Yeah. You weren't just...
Right.
Okay, cool.
Well, I'm giving you a fist bump.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright.
What do you do?
Right now, I'm the assistant general manager for a Latin cuisine
Oh.
upstart restaurant in town.
Ooh. That sounds great.
We are trajectory-wise killing it. We're fucking killing it. Like, I'm so.
It takes
proud.
so long to really break
We've
even
been
with
open
the.
for a little over 3 months.
Okay.
and
What is
we
it, like 2 years? What do they say with restaurants?
It's like, well,
Before
the
you, like,
businesses,
start-
it's
honeymoon
like...
phase is typically 9 months to a year, right? And that's when you get your best success. If you don't do it well, that falls off, right? We're 3 months in and we're killing it. And I think one of the best things that's happened is that we timed it out such that we're 3 months in and now the kids are back in town, all the college kids are back in town.
Yes.
So we've already been able to flex our muscles a little bit with some big parties and do some good things.
Nice, man.
And my staff is confident and my crew is confident.
How's your guys' queso?
We don't do queso.
No queso. It's true Latin cuisine. Then.
It's Latin.
There's no queso in true Latin
queso
cuisine.
in Latin
Yeah.
cuisine.
Queso
If you
is...
want
That was a
Tex-Mex-
trick. That was a trick question.
If you want Tex-Mex, you can go right across the street to Sabor.
Yep.
They
Shout out to
have,
Sabor.
They have queso.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're great. I love them.
I love a
They're
queso
great.
blanco. I mean, I'm not ripping on it by any means, but yeah, true Latin cuisine. Yeah, it's not. That's a more Arkansas thing than it is a Latin cuisine.
Yeah, we're not Tex-Mex. We're
Yeah,
South
right.
American.
I hear you.
Tex-Mex is...
And like, so the guy is it any particular country?
We
Honduran?
Our menu is derived from 24 different Latin American countries.
Okay.
So we've got Ecuador, Venezuela, Brazilian.
Sure.
I don't know. Name another.
Yeah, right.
Guatemalan.
We don't have
Guatemalan.
guinea pig on the menu.
Okay.
That's
Really?
The only thing we're missing.
Bamaruski.
Are you not allowed to serve guinea pig in this
It's
space?
not a thing. Yeah, we
Okay.
can't do that.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah, we have different rules of engagement. I want to eat dog.
I did too.
Sorry,
I've had dog.
Carlos
You
Mencia.
have had dog?
I've had dog. I've had cat. I've had horse.
Horse is the best.
Cat is the best.
Cat's the best.
Really?
For real.
I would not have guessed
Straight
that.
up. It was
What's it?
super walked, super high heat.
Sure.
With some fucking kimchi on the side.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and good steamed rice. Yeah, no, it was really good. It was like,
I had a buddy.
Do you know what kind of cat it
like
was?
Beef and broccoli, calico.
All right. No. Trying to clarify.
Oh shit.
It was beef and broccoli, but it was cat meat. And God damn it,
Is what it is. Yeah.
it was good.
Yeah, have you spent time in other countries?
I have not.
Okay.
Just been very fortunate
In
in
the people you
lower,
know, sure.
my lower income upbringing that we lived in places where I was able
Diverse.
to experience and things like
Buy
that.
meat from the county fair.
Well, my neighbor, you know, the neighbor's
God, that's so crazy.
cooking up cat.
Hey man, I got too many of these.
That's interesting. So dog doesn't hold up to cat.
Dog does not hold up. No, I found it.
Well, Carlos Mencia
It was
has
good.
Carlos Mencia has a bit, and I don't know if it's his, but like, it's about how faster animals are tastier.
Oh, that's funny.
It's about how man found cow and chicken.
Right.
They lifted up the rock and the stupid fucking thing didn't run away, so they ate it. Horses, no.
Yeah, how's horse?
Horse meat is delicious, and that's a bad thing to say. I think. I feel
Because they're
I feel bad
majestic
about it.
and pretty, or like
because there
girls
are
like them.
domestic partners, and we wouldn't be a civilization if we hadn't
Ah, that's fair.
domesticated horses.
Let me counter that with this. Every feedlot animal that we have is a domesticated version of what it used to be.
But you can't ride a pig.
Pigs are more intelligent than dogs.
Agreed. You can't ride a cow.
It's true.
You can have an ox pull a
Too
cart.
wide.
Right.
I don't know the difference.
Yeah, but I mean, we built America on horseback. On horseback. Yeah. Yeah. Now we're this country is great because of
If you can wrap your head.
this country's great because of how great of fighters we are, and that
Well-
was on the backs of horses.
No.
Yes.
No. Well,
What?
that plus technology. Yeah.
No, it's because we're great fighters. It's the reason America's still number one.
Horses were an invention. A selective breeding
I mean, I think that's what James is saying.
thing.
Is that it's an invention,
Well-
and that's why he feels bad about eating
I
them.
guess what like, yeah.
I don't want to eat horse.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
There are buddies.
Yeah.
There are.
There are comrades.
And if you've been around horses, if you know anything about horses, they are big dogs. They're
Really?
trainable. You can talk to them. They
Wow.
can talk back to you. They can tell you the same thing.
I did not know that.
Being around horses is like having dogs.
Yeah. Wow.
They will talk to you. They
That'll
will
stomp
tell
you out.
They tell you how they feel. They tell you, I don't want to do that. And you can tell them, look, bitch,
You're
a
gonna do.
You're
horse.
gonna do that.
I need you to do this. And eventually they'll come around.
Yeah.
But
You gotta talk to them.
they are the smartest of the
Big ass mammals.
industrialized
I've come-
fucking mammals that we
Well,
have.
all right.
You can't train a cow.
Tell me what
Nope.
you think about this though. Like
You can't
all
train a
of that
cow.
stuff, from cows to horses to marijuana, has been corn, has been selectively bred to exhibit features that we
As
want.
it should have been.
Yeah.
That's,
Well,
that's the brilliance
It
of.
couldn't happen any
That's
other
why
way.
that's why we are the superior species, because we figured that shit out.
Until you get in the water,
If horses figured that shit out, then we would all
then we'd be fucked.
Horse.
Yeah.
Oh, we'd
No,
be
there's so
we'd
much
be horses
faster,
people.
dude. That'd
We'd
be
be
tough.
horses people. Yeah.
Imagine
Instead of
like
people's
pulling
horses.
around a bunch of horses on
Yeah,
foot, dude. That would suck.
You know, I mean, if we all had faith in cheeseburgers, we would all fucking praise cheeseburgers. Okay? Jesus was a man.
Yep.
I believe that.
Absolutely.
I thought it was a horse.
And no, you didn't. Shut up,
All
Conrad.
right, sorry. There's no way to crucify
His faith is what changed people's minds. His faith is what gave people a reason to live.
Yeah.
And his faith was in his God. If he had faith in cheeseburgers, we would all be fucking cheeseburger heads. And that's not how it went.
You know, there's a pretty interesting thing about Jesus. There's I mean, obviously a pretty controversial guy, if I do say so. there's very few. 99% of historians agree on 3 things in Jesus.
Most pop stars are. Yeah.
When he was born, about when he died, and he definitely destroyed that Jewish temple that they crucified him for. He definitely laid waste to that temple. That definitely that's
He
pretty.
spazzed out?
That's pretty well agreed upon that he did.
That he spazzed
Yes.
out and he fucked up the market.
Yes, that
everybody's-
that was what they finally
He had a
Jesus-
fucking Monday.
Yep,
Jesus
he had
was
a
a
fucking
diva.
Monday.
Yeah.
He had a Monday out
and
on
he
that
was
temple.
Like, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with it anymore.
Yes, most people agree on that,
Y'all
on
don't
those parts of
listen,
his life.
Now
Yep.
you fucking listen.
Yep. Yeah, all this adolicism, all the riches, just how poorly you guys are living your lives. You know, he freaked out. He tore it apart.
Saying
had a
Jesus,
moment.
Had a
Jesus
moment.
was the same. It was the first Jimmy Hoffa. Is that what you're saying? He got murked by the
Dude,
fucking.
that's deep. Wow.
That's deep.
Wow, that's fucking deep. Where is he? I don't know.
Probably in a parking lot. Yeah.
Jesus,
We know
is,
he was there.
Jesus is Jimmy Hoffa. That's the title of this episode.
That'd be a tough,
Jesus is Jimmy Hoffa. Is the title.
Conrad,
That'd be a
that's
tough
fucking
cross.
deep, bro. Holy shit.
Cheers,
I'm
Goose.
cheers to that.
I watched the whole.
Oh, let me get it on.
I watched that one show where
yeah.
what's his face pretended to be 1,000 years old, or no, he pretended to be 30 and then he turned 1,000 years old. Who's that? Bob De Niro?
So sweet.
The Irishman.
The Irishman.
Yeah,
there we
yeah,
go.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
What was that? Who was that? Was it the guy who sired a kid at 80? Like
Sugar, you're
fucking
gonna get my prayer beads
Larry
again.
King or?
You're very
Come
sweet.
here, you.
You're very sweet, Sugar. I have to tinkle.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Find my cane here.
Let me find it for you. Here. Right here.
You're the man.
Yep.
You need help, Zane? No, sir.
Ah, no, he's. Yeah.
Thank you, James.
Where'd you meet this guy?
This motherfucker called me at like 4 in the morning last night, saying like, "Hey, I got in a fight
I'm
with my
getting all
buddy.
your secrets, bro.
Don't tell him.
I need a place to crash tonight." And I'm like, "You're lucky I'm up, dude. This is a Hail Mary if I've ever heard one." You know? And he crashed on my bed till like 3 in the afternoon.
He's doing stand-up? Like,
Yeah,
is he,
yeah.
on
So he,
tour kind of thing?
well, he's blind as shit, so he has to hitchhike every fucking where,
That's
which means
crazy.
that which means it is. And if he gets booked to do a comedy show,
Somebody's got to take him there.
and somebody's got to take him back.
Right.
And
Right. Okay.
yeah, no, which means that, you know, what for me would be a 3-day ordeal where I leave as soon as I'm done and then wonder if that was too early.
Right.
He didn't have that option. He's, you know, a 3-day gig is a 5-day affair.
5-day affair.
And yeah, I can't tell who's more disabled, me or him, because like he does a bunch of stuff that he must do
Right.
to do the thing, and you know, I don't know.
I like his energy.
No, he's cool. He's a cool
like
guy.
A really cool motherfucker.
Actually, yeah. No,
I'm a little jealous that you know this guy and he's your friend.
Well, we got into a quasi argument yesterday.
About.
Bit of a purist, this guy. You know, he's a proud fellow, as he should be. I already covered it earlier in the thing, but yeah, no. I was explaining to him how much easier it was to make money if he could play Wonderwall. And I'm a fucking comic. Yeah. I'm like, all right. Yeah, dude.
Word.
Yeah. Nah, yeah, that's. Yeah, I don't know, but you know, I'm not gonna take anything that we say between 3 and 4 in the morning. Super triple chocolate personal. I mean, I like the guy.
I like his fucking energy. Man.
No, he's rad.
You know? Yeah. And he's a good-looking dude too. It's hard not to talk to him.
Yeah, well, you know, unfortunately for him, Yeah. No. No. His plan whenever he's hitchhiking is the Bob Dylan method.
It's a little
Find a bed.
little Jack Kerouac going on.
Yeah, he's a fucking hippie, and
Well, his looks will benefit him.
it
in
lens
that.
itself to that.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
For
So
sure.
yeah, so he got in trouble because last night. Well, I don't want to say it, but yeah, no, like somebody accused him of feeling up somebody, which I would say is the same.
That
as
is not fair.
is
He's
seeing
blind.
somebody. Right.
seeing
Yeah. Right.
somebody.
Yeah.
That's
That's what I'm
not
saying.
as
Like,
fair,
he's just
dude.
trying to get acquainted.
I just need to. I need
Doing
to-
whatever he
I'm
can.
trying to see you.
I know. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So that's
It's not fair.
yeah.
There should be definite stipulations for that kind of thing.
Yeah, but how
His
you gonna
condition.
tell it to somebody at 3 a.m. at Whataburger when they're hammy chicken Sammy? You know, like that's definitely not the time.
Okay, you can calm yourself down. It's a little bitty
more
puppy.
friends.
You can calm yourself down. You be cool.
Snowball.
She's just here to have fun, just like you.
That's gonna be a long one. Man, hour and 22. Up. And no indication to see if my homeboy found the bathroom or not.
I'm gonna say no news is good news.
Yes. I would say if we heard about it by now, things would have gone
So,
entirely wrong.
Buddy is either helping him or they'll come and tell you that there's an issue.
Are you okay with me posting all the stuff about the and stuff?
I don't give a fuck, bro.
I mean, I figured I'd just,
I've
I don't
done
know.
all the. I love them. They're a great thing. I'm a dad. I'm almost 50. The problem with drugs is that people do them badly. If you,
I would say, yeah.
If you do
No, that's really,
drugs
like,
goodly, the right way,
correctly.
correctly.
It
then
can be fun.
They are amazing and wonderful, and it's a beautiful part of life.
Well, that was
But
one
if
of my
you
things.
fucking do it wrong, you're not.
Then you're
gonna fuck your life up.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that before I started doing a bunch of stuff, like, you know what Arrowhead is?
No.
So Arrowhead.
Is this a new thing?
No, it's just like a 10, older now.
No, you're good. Come on.
There's basically a forum or a
They
data.
just gotta get to say hi. Hey,
Here's the socializing part of the show.
you be cool.
2 microwavable pups versus 1 that can't even fit in an oven. Do you have any other friends that can't hang out with each other because their dogs don't like hanging out?
Apparently,
That seems like a thing with children specifically.
it's kind of a weird
It is, yeah. Like,
parental
I've had.
thing.
It is. Like, I've had friends that, like, their dog is too much of an alpha. Will come into the apartment, shoot a shot of piss on the floor, mark their territory, and then, it's decidedly not going to get along with everybody else. Here comes Zane. More pups. Post. Told you he was blind. Over here, bud.
Dude, you're doing so good. We were talking more about. So you gotta jump back in
I
here.
can get in on that. I've had to stop doing myself.
I fucking quit because it's powder, and now there's this shit going around, and I will not do first.
Yep.
I will not do the first bump of.
Like, ever since fentanyl, I wrote a joke about this. Ever since fentanyl, the way to do these days is to, like, buy some and then wait 2 days. And then see what happens to everybody else.
Yeah.
And then you're not at the party anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I mean, it really kind of, like...
I've figured no more buying, no more. But if I stumble upon it, I will not be the first human being to fucking try some.
Yeah, you gotta wait
you'll
20
watch
minutes.
someone else.
Do that. If you die, not doing the.
Yeah, it just takes such a small amount.
Well, I remember.
It takes such a small amount.
And
To,
cocaine has gotten so bad in
It's
the
bad.
last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
It's not even good anymore.
yeah.
I was so far
yeah.
in.
Yeah, you.
In the late 90s,
Well,
early 2000s.
Yeah. Was.
That was the shit.
if we
Yeah.
go back to the
man.
2010s,
What about the
I remember.
80s?
Well, I was only 7 or 8 years
Yeah,
old.
yeah. Then, yeah.
I was doing a lot of back then. Neither were you.
No, I wasn't. But I recently saw a video actually of a dude. He's at our scene. He's been doing stand up for 40 years and is still,
Little Rock?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Jack Wilkes.
Okay.
But he has this video of him on. It's day 2 of a 3-day party, and he's there with Bill Hicks, Sam Kinison, right after that Dangerfield set that blew him up, and you can see Bill Hicks. He's got drip running out of his nose, and I mean they are just yakking. I mean, it is actually kind of comforting to know that even 40 years ago, heads had nothing interesting to say.
Well,
Look, in the late 90s, 98, 99, I was literally driving around on a motorcycle in Colorado selling kilos of.
Wow.
Okay, that was my side
Ooh.
gig. Okay.
Just blown out of your
The
face.
shit was baby blue. It
Yep.
was so fucking wonderful.
Yep.
It was the best goddamn thing ever introduced to man ever. And I was just driving around on a motorcycle in the mountains, selling this shit to these fucking people. All right. Cartel is cartel,
Yep.
and I'm very lucky that I got the fuck out of that situation.
Yep.
Okay.
Before they
but
took you out of it.
it was the best
Best
ever. And now we can't.
No, it's no fun anymore.
No, I
Well,
don't
it's
even
meth.
want to pay for it.
It's
It's baby laxative. It's
Yeah.
it's meth. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It's not even worth doing.
No,
anymore.
I agree.
So you know what? You gotta
That's
put
actually a
childish
common-
things away.
there's actually a
And
common
you have
thing.
to go into adulthood and realize that that's a bad.
That's actually a common thing amongst drug users is that, like, I got a friend who's got a friend who went to Colombia to do the real thing, and after he did it, he quit because
There's no point.
because anything that he's gonna get stateside is not gonna compare at all.
Yep.
And that's one of the devious things about
That's what
addiction.
James-
That's one of the devious things about addiction is that, like,
Yeah.
it's if everybody knew
That's why you quit doing
what
acid too.
if
Like I
everybody
reached the pinnacle.
I've been there.
Yeah.
I done been to the mountaintop, y'all. I done seen the fucking future.
and it's the future.
So funny.
I remember when in like the 2010s just came out, me and my buddies like were doing it on purpose.
Dude,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm legally available to say the things I might tell you about.
You don't need to do that.
You can.
We can edit it.
I mean,
I'll
yeah,
edit it.
he's great at
So-
editing.
I gotta get your phone number.
In the 26s, 25s, 26s, my drug dealer, who, God rest his soul, best drug dealer ever,
Yeah.
had a hookup with popsicles.
Whoa.
Okay, and so
Who are those for?
And so these are 200 milligrams.
Yeah, they're worried about vapes these days. Being
on
candy
the end of the
flavored.
popsicle stick,
Hey kids.
and they gave them to terminal cancer patients.
Yeah, that's about right.
So that they could
Yeah, drift off.
lick on them, right? But this was like
and then like
this
have
was
the rest of it
this
melt
was
in their
enough.
chest.
It was enough on a popsicle to kill 10 people,
Yeah,
and it was only designed for
murder.
oral use and then set down.
Somebody
And
put it in their butt.
It was like a 3-day popsicle thing. that
Wow.
But I was able to buy them for $25 a piece.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
And then I was able to sell them for
$100
$300 a piece.
Oh
And my best dealer of all time,
Ice
God rest
cream.
his soul, had an unlimited supply.
Wow.
That made
Popsicle
me
man. Ice cream boy.
a drug dealer. And I had people coming to my house at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Been there, yeah.
Can I get a popsicle? Dude, it's 5 in the morning. Fuck off.
I just need a treat.
Can I get a popsicle?
No.
Boy, that's funny.
You were the ice cream man.
I made a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, you were the ice cream
But
man.
I also found my dealer, Dad,
Yeah.
in his apartment.
Yeah. OD'd on.
Surrounded by a
Popsicle
bunch of
sticks.
fucking popsicles.
Oh my god. Holy shit.
That is when I quit dealing
Wow.
drugs.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Zane, we're at an hour and 32 minutes. I think we got it. I mean, this could,
Hey, you can
this
try the
could
camera.
go
I'm gonna
further,
keep
but,
talking to James.
No, I mean,
You're welcome to turn
we'll keep
on the
talking.
camera. I'm
I
gonna
think.
keep
I
talking
think.
to James. That's so
No,
funny.
that's the pinnacle of the show. Ladies and
yeah.
gentlemen,
You quit doing the show now.
I'm gonna have to edit out all the names, just cause.
Why?
Well, cause
They'll
I realized,
know it was
I realized getting into stand-up that it was tough because I had 8, 9-year-old nephews, and I tried to show them my shit, and I couldn't get past the intro.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what are you doing showing your nephews?
I'm proud.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're 8 and 9 now.
No, not anymore.
Look what Uncle does.
No,
Yeah.
well, yeah. I want them.
That's
to,
a
yeah,
great story.
I want them to see me.
I mean, obviously.
This a terrible story.
Yeah, it's a terrible
Actually,
story.
yeah, no, it's.
But the best stories are terrible.
I survived it.
Yeah. Yeah. And got to tell it.
I have a wonderful child.
And you've got a kid.
Yeah.
Congratulations, man.
17 almost.
Congratulations, man.
And all of
Way to stay alive, Chad.
all of that went down right before we got pregnant, and I'm so very thankful that the best dealer in the world died
Yep.
before
So you could live.
we got pregnant.
Yep.
'Cause
Yep.
I don't.
Everyone has to die so the rest of us can live.
I just wish that poor guy lived. Honestly.
I know. I know.
If he had found a hobby, it would have been.
Yeah.
Or
No.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to get fucked up so bad I find Jesus. That doesn't seem like.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you did find Jesus.
I met the devil once.
Yeah.
I did. I swear to God that in my soul I feel like that was the devil man that I met, and
In person.
that was a real thing. Yeah.
In person. You met
Yeah.
Lucifer. Interesting.
Yeah. You ever have a feeling? You ever meet somebody and you're just like, holy shit?
Yeah, no, I count how many
What is
times
that?
people blink.
I've met very godly people. I've met very devilish people.
No, I count how many times people blink.
I can't pin it down to one guy.
For the people,
I can.
for the kids
Yeah.
at home,
I
like,
could draw it.
Yeah.
I could give you a
Where'd you meet him?
character sketch.
Who was he?
So I took my friend.
I went to a cave.
I took my friend Micah to his sister's house down here on Weddington.
Oh, you got his address. You got the devil's address.
Like tenement houses, right?
Yeah,
We went-
okay.
we
the
went
devil
to
lives
his
on Betty
sister's
Joe.
house to pick up some fucking weed, all right, from his sister. He got out of the car. He went in. This fucking Cadillac has no business in the area that we're in. Pulls up. This man
Sugar knows.
gets out of the driver's seat, and he is the blackest, most beautifully put together human being I've ever seen in my life. Perfect, dressed, everything, right? I'm sitting in my car because I'm a white boy and I'm not allowed to go into this establishment.
Sure.
Right. So I'm sitting and I'm waiting, and I watch this guy, and he pulls up next to us, and he gets out, and I'm just like, holy shit. As soon as he gets out, I'm like, holy shit, who is this motherfucker?
Yeah.
And he walks past my car, and he stops for half a second, and he looks me right in the eye.
And you're like, that's the devil. Yeah.
And it hurt me in my soul.
Whoa.
I felt him. And then he walked into apartment that my friend went into, his sister's apartment. And 2 minutes later, my friend ushers himself out quickly, gets in my car, and says, "We have to go now."
Yeah. Wow.
Why?
Go.
Now. Okay.
Yeah. You don't
Start the car.
No
drive
questions.
the
No
fuck
questions.
out. As I'm leaving the driveway, this guy I can see in my rearview mirror is walking out of the apartment, cool, calm, collected. Still the most amazing human being I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Like looking at Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan Jackson.
On acid.
Michael Jackson Jordan.
Holy shit,
Yeah.
dude! Like fuck.
Whoa!
He's moonwalking and dunking at the same
Right.
time. Yeah.
So we drive off, and I asked my friend, "Why did we have to leave so fast? What the fuck was that? Did you get the weed?" And he was like, "No, and no."
That was actually the devil's lettuce.
I no. He was so scared, and this was a kid I looked up to because he was tough and he was good looking. He was a bad boy. He could fucking kick anybody's ass,
Yeah.
right? And he was literally shivering
Whoa.
in his fucking pants. And I was like, okay, I felt the same thing. Like,
Sure,
I saw
sure.
I saw that cat, and he was like, that is the devil, period.
So what was his experience? What did he say to him?
I mean,
I didn't ask.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I understood.
Yeah.
Because I felt it.
Yeah.
That human's presence.
Yeah. Just that unsettling, huh?
Fucking feel that shit, and there was nothing I could say negative about the guy that I saw.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. He was the most amazingly beautiful black man I've ever seen.
Yeah.
In my whole life.
Just pristine.
Calm, cool.
saying the devil's got to be attractive.
Yeah, I bet he is.
I don't know.
I bet the devil's a very aesthetically pleasing fellow.
I would
I
think.
think
material-
you're giving him too much
game.
credit.
Yeah,
Well,
materialistically well off. Absolutely.
I think
That is the devil.
The most evil person that I've ever encountered secondhand was when I was in jail. There was a guy. He got escorted on either side by two sheriffs. He had his arms linked, his legs linked, and he didn't have a nose. Story goes, this guy ended
He didn't
up.
have a nose? Is that what you said?
He didn't have a nose.
No nose?
Story goes, this guy ended up. Story goes, some guy he ended up like a sheriff's daughter, and then this guy just erased all of his features, lit him on fire, something crazy. And then the person that I saw getting hauled through the jailhouse at the time was a dude. It was like a flesh-colored Muppet. He looked like a puppet. He didn't have a nose. He didn't have eyes, like eyebrows,
I'm gonna
eyelashes,
smoke a cigarette.
anything.
Do it.
Like his face like folded, like you know, like vertically, like Thanos, and he just looked like a shitty human puppet.
Funnily enough, it's funny you tell me, Conrad might have a better sense of smell than me. We were talking about it earlier.
Yeah.
He's alopecia, so he has no nose hairs.
No, it sucks.
He can.
Is it okay if I laugh
Yeah.
a little bit
No, you
about
can go
that?
for it. Yeah, that's fine.
Seriously?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he
It's
has
the
no
worst.
hair
Yeah.
anywhere
No,
on
I
his
mean, those
body.
are hairs that are necessary for functioning of.
Nope.
I'm aware of that. Yeah. I had a story earlier in the show.
I don't know if you heard.
I picked up
Hair's important.
Yeah, no, it is. I'm aware.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, no filtration.
Ah!
Zero.
Thank you for sharing that with me.
And ladies and gentlemen,
I did not know that it was that extent.
Yeah.
oh no, it keeps going.
I want to ask you a lot more questions about your hair. Now.
Are you open to those?
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Well, I don't
On bonus
really
time.
want to ask you more
Well, here. Let's wrap the show up. We're about an
we're
hour,
still going.
an
I
hour
thought
and
you
40.
ended it when you
no, I
talked
didn't,
about
I didn't stop. I mean, I just, this was good stuff.
Let's keep going. I think we're having fun.
I think we're having fun. I just
I'm
thought
gonna keep. I mean, you recorded
have
it
a
as much as you
2-hour
want. I'm gonna keep sitting
Is
here
it
and
costing you anything to
No,
film this?
no, it is
record
not.
this?
Actually, everything's plugged in. So
Yeah, just
I
keep
probably
running.
got 10 more gigs of storage on my phone. We can keep it
I don't
going.
care.
Ah,
This
okay.
is your podcast. I'm gonna keep sitting here.
We're
and
gonna
talk.
set a fucking record, yeah.
My buddy's gonna come get me in the next hour or two. I'm gonna head back to Little Rock.
I was asking about how you operate blind as a comic,
I'm gonna use the bathroom.
and
Nope.
it sounds like it's
A lot of work, man.
somebody's got to get you
To and
gotta
from. Yep.
Be in touch with a lot of people. That is a labor of love.
yeah, it is. Yeah, I think my work's important. I mean, you know how it is. It's.
Well, I haven't heard any of your routines. I don't
No,
know.
probably not. I've hit Conrad actually runs the show here at Wasteland on Mondays.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever caught one.
Oh
of those.
yeah, I have. I've known Conrad for a little while, and I actually work with a few other comics that do the.
Who?
So Mike Marone.
I love Mike Marone.
Isn't he great?
I love Mike
I
Marone.
love
He's
that
such a sweet
man.
kid.
He wants this so bad.
Yeah.
I love Mike.
No, Mike's
Marone.
incredibly talented.
And I worked with him.
I have tried to get Mike. Anytime I'm up here, Mike's the person I will go to open up for me and stuff.
He's such a good kid.
He
man.
is.
He and I'm no judge of comics. I don't know anything about how this shit works, but for somebody to put himself out there and just keep trying and keep trying and keep trying,
It's a lot of it.
I love that. That's
It's a lot of it.
I respect that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
guess,
Well, I mean, you've burned a lot of dishes,
Yeah.
before you made a good one.
Sure.
It's that. It's just the repetition of it all, of creating the art the way you want it to,
I was an oratory champion in high school in Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
I won a state competition in oratory. I wrote the speech, and the funny thing is, I took the class. It was called forensics.
Yep.
Right.
I was in forensics.
Right. And I thought, oh, this is cool CSI shit. I'm gonna take this class. It'll be fun. And the first day, I was like, fuck, this is not what I signed up for.
But my teacher was like, I really like you, stay, don't drop the class, hang out, let's talk. And we talked, and I learned a lot from her. And then I became state champion.
You tell a story well.
You
It shows, it takes practice to.
know, I'm not afraid to be in front of people. I'm not afraid to talk to people, and that gave me a lot of confidence and a lot of great experience. I passed that on to my kid.
It's opened up my world in a way that I'm just so grateful for.
I've often thought, if I could turn some of the crazy, fucked up shit that's happened in my life into a comedy routine, I could probably do well.
It's turning it into that though.
It's turning it into that.
It's having the popsicle stick story be funny and not terrible.
Right.
And that's a
Well,
task
and
because it is terrible in
It
its
has
own
to
right.
relate to the. It has to relate to the audience, and that kind of thing doesn't. That's not
Well,
easy
here's
to
the thing.
relate
It's
to.
not about the thing itself relating to the audience. It's about the feelings that are in it. Because the way that you experience the world as a human, and like your feelings, your emotions, that's something that I can relate to. Is those feelings and emotions. So even though I've never stumbled upon my favorite drug dealer,
The best dealer in the world.
the best dealer in the world, gone on kids' candy, on this summer treat. Even though I've never experienced that, some of what would go into that, the feelings you experience, that's what's relatable to people. Because I'm a blind guy, that's not the experience that everyone else walks around with. But the feelings, the emotions of being scared, of feeling bad, that's relatable. That's relatable.
Okay. All right. Good.
like to, if I ever venture into this, ever, it might happen one of these days.
Conrad's the guy to talk to.
I know,
Mhm.
and we've talked.
Steak couldn't be lower. And you
It's
got
not-
a story.
It's not that I'm scared of doing it. It's that I don't like to do things that fail.
Oh, well, you better rip that fucking Band-Aid off right now. Because if you're talking about getting into
When
comedy,
I do things well. And
It's-
that would be very hard for me to.
comedy is an exercise in failure.
That would.
It is an exercise in failure. I
It
agree with
is, yeah, like, if I think about every experience that I put myself through in the name of, progress,
that. Yep.
a lot of that shit is not stuff that I would say is
Yeah.
traditional fun.
I've gotten real comfortable with rejection.
Yeah,
Doing stand-up.
no, totally, 100%.
Real comfortable.
Well, I'm in
Okay,
sales, so it's like,
can I ask you a fair question here? You being blind, automatically you get a sympathy from a crowd?
no,
No?
I've seen them all.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah.
No, I don't look crippled.
I don't know if you know it, but you're a gorgeous man.
Thanks.
You're a good-looking man.
Thanks, man.
Like,
I take very good care of myself, but it is definitely,
His
it
mom's
doesn't
hot,
always
too.
ingratiate me to.
Oh, yeah?
You son of a bitch. I'm gonna invest in your Kickstarter just so you never speak to my mother again.
$20.
is she hot though?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here,
Alright.
for sure.
Yeah.
No,
Apples
the only
and
thing I have
trees.
for my father is his build and his brow. That's really it. My face is my mother's. No, it's it is not an immediate. I get on some, like, that does exist. It's not never, but oftentimes it's been a very humbling thing for me over the years of being a bit too
Pretty? Come on, you can say it. It's okay.
not too pretty, but too confident, too arrogant, you
Right.
know, of coming on stage being like,
I can see that.
I
I'm hot
understand
shit, and having to take myself down to a much more modest place to be able to reach people.
Right. And you do this for that reason?
Oh, and initially for sure.
Yeah, he's sick.
Initially for sure.
You can't stop.
Initially for sure, but yeah, now it's changed for me so much. It used to be a much more living and dying on any given set, on how it goes. I bombed that one, God.
Well-
and being mad at the audience. But now it's just more collecting data.
And
than-
yeah,
than-
so like
than anything.
that's
I
a
mean,
good.
it's still connection. Like, it's not so robotic, because I do, like I said to you earlier, I think my work is important. I think that the message, what I want to communicate to people, those feelings, those emotions. I'm an emotional whore. That's the way I see it. We get to all go up and feel these things together and laugh about how we're feeling these things
Right.
together. And I put myself out there that way. It's a very vulnerable place to be. The best comics are the most vulnerable.
Yes,
vulnerable
I agree.
people. You know,
Absolutely.
they share these very
This
intimate
is what
moments.
I experienced, and I want to tell you about it.
Yes.
This is how I find the comic.
Yeah,
The-
not even
the-
just tell
the
you that.
comedy in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
So
I'm
it's
with you.
been great. I've loved the journey. You know, actually, the Grove is the first place I ever did stand up comedy. They had an open mic back in the day, and
What
I
is
did
the
it.
Grove?
Lowell.
Okay.
Lowell. And I did it as an 18-year-old 6 years ago, and you know, the owner, I was just talking to him.
I know.
The owner, I was just talking to him, you know, he was like, just the growth. He was just talking to me about the growth, you know, and I felt it over the years, of just, it's a pretty special art form, you know, and
It is.
if you get the sense that you want to do it, I would encourage it.
I've had a big
Well-
sense for a long time that I would like to do it.
I'll put it like
then you
this:
should do it.
if you have a,
I'm very much feeling it out.
I'll tell you this.
You know, that's why.
there's really no better feeling.
I asked if I could come over and hang out with you guys.
Sure.
Because I know Conrad is on top of this shit.
He is.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
I'm trying. You know.
I had a really good set my first time ever at the Grove. It was fun. Everyone laughed the whole time. They were like, "This is this guy's first time." It took me probably a year to do that.
Do you take the cane
Yeah,
on
no,
stage
that was
with
my
you?
experience too.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you take the cane
yeah.
on stage with
Kane
you?
comes up with it.
First time I went on stage, it went good. As per somebody else's, Brian, the owner of this establishment, he told me, he's like, yeah, the first time you went on stage, you killed it. Second time you went on stage, you were super duper confident, and you did not kill it. And I've been chasing that dragon ever fucking since. It's like, fuck.
Yep.
I know I can do better than that.
Yep.
So I've been thinking about, okay, so my life is absolutely nuts, and it has been.
Seems like it, yeah.
Since I was young.
All right.
Very, very young. My life has been motherfucking nuts.
Well, that's,
I've had
yep.
crazy experices.
Checkbox
That's
one.
usually what gets you in the service industry.
Checkbox one for a comedian,
And
yeah.
I
Divorced?
I am trying to figure out how to put this into a chronicle. Okay.
That's actually one of the.
I have an alias, and his name is Bofad, JJ Bofad. That's not my name. My name is James Rutledge.
Uh-huh.
But I have this
That's a good name.
JJ Bofad character. Okay. That if I made a graphic novel, like these are compelling motherfucking stories. My life has been absolutely crazy. Man. I've been in.
Is there a
on
statute of
robberies.
limitations on that?
And all this crazy fucking shit.
Sorry you had to kill someone.
He lived. They brought him back. Right next to me.
This is gonna be a
in the
two-parter.
Emergency room. They brought him back to life, and there was a cop telling me that you better hope he lives, because he fucking killed that guy. And I'm like, he was trying to kill me. And anyway, right? I have all these crazy ass fucking stories.
Yeah.
And so I want to call them the Bofad Chronicles, and I would like to be able to monetize that,
Yeah.
right?
You and me both.
Right.
Trying to monetize my Bofad Chronicles.
Well, one of the reasons I got into stand-up comedy was that I was like 27 and I didn't, I had all these stories, all this crazy shit that I'd done in my life, and I was broke. And, the deal that I made with myself was like, all right, I'm going to get involved with this thing so that even if I'm broke by the time I'm whatever age, I'll at least have the chops to be able to tell a story about, to validate kind of every bad experience that I've had. To kind of redefine everything that happened in my life and into this lens where it was take everything that's terrible that's happened in your life and then turn it into art. And
That's what I struggle with.
and then after I got involved with it, I figured out how to quit being broke. And I think a lot of it is like one thing that this is not to make this a self-help podcast, but
Well, it only helps you.
yeah, it only helps me.
So it is a self-help.
It is. It's a self-help podcast. Your level of achievement rarely exceeds your level of personal development.
Ah. Huh.
And that's,
fucking deep, man.
well, you don't rise to the occasion, you fall to your greatest level of preparation. That's practice,
Okay.
And it is a practice.
Yeah.
And,
It is.
you don't
Gotta stay
need,
sharp.
you don't
That's
need
right
to
on,
practice
dude.
if you do it every day,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Roughly.
Yeah.
I think I love your drive in
Yeah.
what you're doing. I'm very impressed with
I'll tell you
why you care about this.
the most discouraging thing I've found is when other people ask me why I'm doing it. It's, you really drove all the way to Tulsa to perform for 5 comics? And I'm like, tonight, yeah. Ooh. Yeah, and it's part of a grand picture. I fucking hope.
Well, that's a little bit of the genius in what you do, and you should be proud of that, I think.
I think that I am the best performer for 5 people in Northwest Arkansas. I can do more with 5 people that are
Right.
not on meth, hopefully.
Who are not on meth.
Who are not explicitly on meth. Explicitly. Quietly, if I'm trying to rip a solo by my goddamn self and a guy sees me bite my lip and then he winks at me, that's a different thing. But, yeah, no, one of the reasons I got into comedy is so that I could, if nothing else, tell the story that I had.
Right.
It was an investment in myself, and just like every other investment that I've made in myself, after I did it, it helped me a lot, and I looked around, nobody else is doing it.
I want my shit to be genuine.
Authenticity is key.
And that's a struggle
Yeah.
because I have to sell myself every day.
No, I mean, so
know.
does everybody else. I'm in sales. I was doing, door to door. It's the same job as stand-up. Make an impression in 3
Exactly.
to 5 minutes. For sales, you tune it down. You're not trying to be explicitly funny. You have a product that you
Right.
want to...
Yeah, there's an agenda there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and... I don't know. I feel like I got really lucky with everything that's happened. There's the copywritten music. Is that a Mitsu? Nope. And the Zuzu.
Conrad, I'll tell you that you impress me generally as
Thanks.
a good person, but you also very much impress me as a performer, as somebody that is driven to do this. And I appreciate that.
The thing that I've realized is that the most opportunity that you get is from things that other people complain about. Like, when I first got into comedy...
Oh, if you don't know it, you can't fix it kind of shit?
No, not necessarily. It's just that there's more opportunity in doing the things that everybody professes that they don't want to do. Like, when I started doing stand-up, you don't want to follow this guy, you don't want to follow that guy, you don't want to host. And now I'm just hosting.
Right.
And that has been so beneficial because I've got to think on my feet. I've got to listen to everything that everybody says.
You're
I have
so
to have
great.
something for
You're
it.
so great in front of an audience. You have great presence.
Well,
And
that's just the result of a bunch of reps.
Sure.
Like when they're doing the open mic at the Grove after you left,
Uh-huh.
they had the bigger building, and I was the sound guy at the time, and I remember all the extra stress of, I remember worrying about the soundboard, looking on all the sliders, setting everything up just so, and then watching all the other comics just worry about their material. And I felt like I was losing a step because I had to do something else. But what ended up happening was that the task of doing that became automatic, and then I could also do that while I was doing the same thing as everybody else. And Zane's bride, potentially. Yeah, no, so, I don't know. The moral of my story, I guess, is that, just do stuff that you're uncomfortable with until you get used to it. Then you don't have to think about it. And once it becomes a habit, then you can have extra bandwidth to focus on all the other parts of the show. Because one of the things with hosting, too, is especially because,
I like what you said, bandwidth.
yeah.
I like that.
And the thing about hosting is that, especially if you're asking for compensation at the end of the night, you're basically accountable for everything that everybody says on stage. And if you got two guys that are talking about, have a 5-minute
So
bit
if you're
about.
emceeing, you're feeling like
So
this is my crew.
Well-
I'm showing it to you.
The way that I MC is a little bit different than most other people. Most other people want, like most comedy hosts, like if you go to an open mic, you draw numbers out of a hat, and that's the order of the show,
That's the standard MO.
typically.
Okay.
What I do is a little bit different than that, is I count on the fact that I've seen everybody before. And that's a problem, because I can't do the same thing that I do in a different city, because I don't know what everybody's doing.
Right.
But what I'll do for like a stand-up comedy open mic, more experienced person, less experienced person, more experienced person, less experienced person, and I don't and that way there's not like a lull in the show.
Right.
And
There's,
sure, the less competent person is going to be insecure about following the more competent person, but at the end of the day, it's really about everybody else at the show. And
well, it's a guest experience.
yeah,
Everybody to have a good time.
right. And the reason I do it like that is because if there's two prop guys that go up in a row, and it kills the flow of the show, and then a bunch of people walk out, like that's basically what I'm trying to avoid.
Right.
And yeah, like,
Dude, you've been doing this so long. Like,
yeah, I've been going to open mics now for like 8 years.
I'm impressed with your drive to do this, to
Well-
make this a thing, to make it happen.
The
I
thing-
like that. I like that about you a
Yep.
lot.
Yeah, it's hard.
Well, it is. I don't know. I mean, it is hard, but a lot of the things that are worth doing also are too.
Yeah.
And it's really really nice to, even though I'm still broke every once in a while, like I was telling Zane, like when I went to Los Angeles and did like 3 minutes of the Hollywood Improv, I had a guy talking to me who described himself as a vintage car racer. All right.
Yeah.
It's-
Sure.
what? Hey, I know you're not supposed to say this, but I like you the best. And I'm like, I'm still broke. Fuck.
Yeah.
It's good to know that I'm going in the right direction. I just don't know where.
Yep.
I don't know where it's going. And I really
Yeah,
need it
man.
to end up in a good spot. But I'm committed to that because
Yeah, you are. You are, and that shows. And that means something. Like,
well,
people read that at some point. Okay? Like, I'm in the service industry, and you read a table, you read a customer, you read a couple,
Yep.
right? And
You put the work in.
the professionals see that. So, like, you've garnered that fucking happiness, that professionalism that
well, it's like I
you
said.
don't get. Like, I couldn't walk
I'm-
in and do that. I
I'm-
couldn't walk into a comedy club as a fucking newbie and be like, oh, I got this great set and I'm about to go blow it up.
But if you
Nobody's gonna give me that love.
if you
But they
failed,
would give you that love because they've known you and they've talked to you and you've already worked on that.
yes
You've done
and
that.
yes and no.
You know?
I mean, like I can go to another city and bomb just as hard as every fucking buddy else. Like,
Sure, but
it's-
like you said,
like,
everybody's got a bomb.
well,
I mean,
yeah, I guess
but you carry a little weight, bro.
one of the reasons I realize that I'm trying to be a professional entertainer in Northwest Arkansas, and on paper that is so dumb. All right,
Yes, it's a
Yeah.
stupid
that is
fucking
so dumb.
It's a stupid
dumb.
idea.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it totally
it's
is.
dumbest.
But the thing that keeps me going is that if I go to an Austin or a New York and I have to, or an LA and I start the fuck over, it's like the thing that bothers me the most is whenever I go to these big cities where everybody is, trying to be professional, and I see a bunch of people that are just waiting for their turn to speak instead of being present at the show. And it doesn't matter how many people are at the open mic if all of them are just waiting for their turn to talk. I'll take the 5 people in bumfuck Arkansas because they're not trying to
not doing it.
the thing that
Yeah.
they're just
Right.
there,
Right. Right.
And that is a more honest reaction than I can get out
That
of a
is
bunch of
going
people
to-
that want to be
That is going to
you.
give you success in all things in life.
Well,
If you have that mentality.
all I'm doing is going to wherever I am, I'm invited. And it took a long time to get to a point where that was even possible. And now that I'm there, it's like I don't want to take it for granted. It's like if I'm in, like, whatever the job is, if I have something to do that night, like
I come from a
I remember when I didn't
mentality
have that, like
work is work. Work is work. If I have to bust tables or wash dishes, whatever it is that I have to do, it's work is work. Work is work, man. Like, don't bitch
Right.
about your job. Don't get mad at your money. My grandmother told me that.
well,
Don't
it's
get
like
mad at your money.
it's
If you're getting paid to do a job, then whatever the fuck you have to do for that job is what you have to do.
It's like this. It's like wherever you're at, that's where you are. And it's like, even if you're in a spot that you don't like everything about it, you can still be good
you're
at
making
whatever
a
that
new
job
girlfriend.
is. Just because
He's gonna
you're
be devastated when I leave. Devastated.
just because you're
Just
not
how I like him. Devastated
How
when I leave.
bad? How bad? She's a love sponge.
She
Hey,
sure is, man.
Come on.
She's up underneath me. I can
I'm
help.
going over you.
We're at 2 hours and 10 minutes. I'm probably gonna break this up into two different.
Are you still recording?
shots? Yeah, no,
That's so
we're
funny.
going.
Thank you.
My phone's about out of battery.
Thank you, Conrad,
It's
for
been-
sharing that.
Absolutely, there's been James Rutledge and Zane Lovelady. This is Connie's
And sugar.
and sugar.
Really spicy.
And this is Connie's Untitled Nighttime Talk Show. Thanks for tuning in, Bryce specifically. We'll catch y'all when we get you. Waystone open mic every Monday. I'm not advertising it. It seems like that's been working better than when I actually try. Actually, yeah, I know. Yeah, you gotta let go.
It's good. I'm glad we're calling it because I have
And
to pee again.
yeah, thanks for tuning in. All right, well, fuck. You got 2-parter.
Two-parter. Thanks for sitting over here with us, James. That was so interesting.
Man, I'm so glad to meet you,
Yeah,
bro.
I know. I love it.
Totally.